Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Tonight we're out in the shop trying to make some headway on the Hodgepodge MG. And we're getting there, slowly but surely. Tonight we are going to work on installing our Moss Motors headlight relay kit, which it looks pretty straightforward. So we're going to get that installed and get the dash switch replaced. Hopefully get the headlights working again on this thing. So let's get going. Following the directions that came with the kit, this installation is pretty straightforward. It comes with the correct end terminals to plug directly in to the factory harness. So we've got a harness that comes down through the engine bay, through the fuse block, down here, which goes to our horns and our headlights, and it comes across underneath this piece here to our other headlight. So I believe once I get this unwrapped, I believe we'll either be mounting these relays here or down in this area here. We'll just have to see how the wiring lays out and see if the wires that come with it are long enough to reach where it needs to go. It should be, and I think it'll go pretty smoothly. But so I think I'm going to mount these relays right here underneath this lip here, which should make accessing them pretty easy. The wiring that comes in this kit is plenty long, so I'm going to loom them up and bring them through with the factory harness down to this headlight here, which is where we'll be making most of the connections. The main power feed wire is extra long, but in the instructions that come with it, they suggest to tap into the starter solenoid. So I'm either going to tap into main power coming from the battery there, or right off the alternator. Either one's really close and should make this a simple and clean installation. Okay, we got our holes pre-drilled and got our relays mounted to this inner fender here. So now I'm just going to route the wiring that will be connecting to the headlights to the front, and go on and put some loom around it and get it all tied snug into place and get it plugged in. It's a real simple kit, plugs right into the factory connectors, so it should be pretty straightforward. Now we've got the harness put into loom, and it all tucks up nicely in with the factory harness. So we've got plenty of length. And we could have, actually this could have probably been mounted further back if you wanted to, but yeah, this will all tuck in here real nice, and then I can just plug into the factory connectors, which are down underneath this piece here. So I'm gonna go on, thumb through the diagram that came with this, which tells the wiring colors and everything for the high beams, the low beams, and what's necessary to get it hooked up. Now, based on the wiring diagram here, we've got blue with white trace being the high beam and blue with red trace being the low beam. And what we have a female connector, blue with red trace, a male connector, blue with red trace, and the same here, blue with white trace, male and female. Now up here is the factory harness where it comes in. You've got power feeding in, and then it splits to go to both headlights. So we're going to tap in right at this split point, so it powers both headlights instead of just one. If you connect to the wrong place, you'll either just be sending power to either one of the headlights instead of sending to it both. So just be sure to connect before the splice or before the where it splits, and you should be good. It's kind of hard to tell, but I'm going to try and show this in detail. If you look here at these splices, you would think this would be power coming in, power going out both sides, but that's not the case. If you follow the wiring up, the single side wire is going through the inner fender to the passenger side headlight. So be sure to check and see which wire is actual incoming power from the harness and which is going to the lights. Now I can see that these two wires here, this one here and this one here, are turning back into this harness and going this way over to the driver's side headlight. So the feeds are going to be this one here and this one here, which should be easy enough to disconnect and plug our harness in. Okay, now let's see if I can show you this. We've got the feeds from the switch coming down into the wiring for the relays. So these are the trigger wires for the relays, and they just, let's slide this rubber piece back if I can. They just plug right in to the bullet connectors, get covered up with this relay just like the factory connections do, and then the power from the relays plugs in to the splices. Now these connections can be kind of a pain to get apart. You may have better luck taking the opposite side out and pushing this connector out, but on this one came out real easy. This one really fought me, so I had to take this wire out, hold on to this connector, and push this wire free from the other side. But yeah, make sure these connections are good and tight. You might have to snug these crimps up a little bit, or these connectors up a little bit, and then just put the factory covers back over, and they'll be good to go. And there we go. Simple, pretty well plug and play installation. So now I've got the light side and the switch side of the relay kit done. All that's left to do is supply battery power to this side here and ground the other side of the relays. So I'm going to hold off on that until I get that dash switch changed out. So I think with that being said, I'm going to call it a night out here for now. I've got some other stuff going on, so yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.